It's Red Eye. It's like Ugly Betty, but with beautiful Greg. We're here with Rachel Marsden, Bill Schulz.
You can go to hell.
On remote, we have Joe Piazza, executive editor of the new magazine Cocktail, which is set to hit the stands in September. Am I right?
You're right. September 20th.
I can hardly wait. I will buy a copy on the newsstand to help boost sales.
Fantastic.
Also with us, Mr. Dom Irrera, legendary stand-up comedian who's appeared on The Tonight Show, David Letterman, and yes, The View. That must have been fun.
It's great to be back on Larry King Live. Happy 100th, Larry.
I look pretty good for 97, don't I?
You look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
What a head of hair.
I know. It's actually a graft. I had an accident earlier. Anyway,
to your eyes, my friend.
To my left, John Fugelsang, co-host TV Water Cooler on the TV Guide channel, and your solo show just finished. It's called All the Wrong Reasons.
Yes, we just closed off Broadway.
It's about bestiality, isn't it?
Well, no, it's actually about the Catholic Church, but the lines are blurry.
All right, well, we'll discuss this blurry line later. First, I want to talk about Viagra. Big new news story in the New York Post says Viagra may be useful for treating jet lag. According to Argentinian researchers who tried it out on hamsters, they gave Viagra to them for jet lag. I didn't know hamsters had jet lag. They must have little tiny planes. Anyway, they found that they recovered 50% faster on Viagra. I have to go to you first, Dom. Are we over-medicating ourselves, or are we under-medicating?
Well, I like the idea of over-medicating. I take Xanax so that I can get ready for my Viagra. But I love the thing, if your erection lasts for more than 4 hours, call a physician. Physician, I'm calling everybody. I'm calling the National Guard.
Joe, would you actually take Viagra for jet lag, being a woman?
I might take Viagra for jet lag, but what I'm most upset about here is that these hamsters are getting the Viagra, and I still can't get my birth control paid for by my insurance.
It's true. You know what? I think that being a lab animal is underrated because you get all these drugs for free.
Oh, it sounds great. Yeah, I'm glad, because, you know, hamsters don't reproduce enough. They need the extra boost. Paul McCartney's writing a song about it now. I mean, we don't talk about the issue of hamster jet lag. It's a horrible thing. They have to check their water and give up their shoes and sit through a Ben Affleck movie, and then a hamster can't only go to work the next day.
I think it's actually a Richard Gere movie.
Wrong.
I knew someone was going to go there.
Yes.
I expected more from you, Greg.
I know. It's the obvious joke. It's the obvious joke. But you know what I think? I think it's a perfect marriage of drug and illness. Usually when you're on a business trip, you land in a city and you're jet lagged and you want a hooker. Yes?
That's what Dad always said. Yeah.
I think this whole thing is just a scam by the Mile High Club to get more members. And as a woman, there's no way I would take this Viagra stuff because chances are I'm going to get off the plane with a lot more chest hair. And no, I already have enough problems.
You mean a lot more?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
The study was actually a joke. The hamsters didn't fly on a plane. They turned the lights on 6 hours early after giving them Viagra. I don't want to ruin anyone's buzz, but it wasn't actually a real scientifically valid experience.
So wait a second. Basically, you are a guest on a show who actually read the material. This is unheard of. Damn you.
I belong to a hamster fetish group. I got my Yahoo thing earlier in the day.
All right, from hamsters to monkeys, or rather dead monkeys. In a Denver zoo, a monkey died from the bubonic plague after eating a squirrel with the disease. In recent weeks, 5 squirrels, a rabbit have been found dead on the zoo grounds. And meanwhile, groups of squirrels are attacking students in San Jose, California. Dom, should we be terrified?
I don't think there's anything more terrifying than a squirrel, especially a flying squirrel. I think we should just go out and start shooting them up the trees right now.
I agree. I agree. Joe,
I'm serious.
Joe, here's my thing. You know, we have Paris Hilton going to jail. We have Spider-Man 3 pretty much sucking. And we have Britney Spears just having a meltdown. Isn't it about time for a plague?
I mean, I think these are all the signs of the apocalypse.
Yes, I agree.
Humanity's going down. We're screwed.
Yes, I agree. Now, here's an interesting side point. Last week, we talked about how herpes actually may protect you against getting the bubonic plague. So I ask you, Rachel, shouldn't we all be getting herpes to protect ourselves?
Oh, yeah, we should all be getting herpes. You know what I think this
I'm already ahead of the curve.
I think you know what this might be, and I think maybe U.S. Intel should look into this. This might be Al-Qaeda. Because do you know that in World War II, the Japanese weaponized the bubonic plague by breeding fleas, and now we have squirrels running around with the same thing? Something to look into.
As soon as they find the anthrax mailers, they'll be right on top of that, I'm sure. It's a sad story because I hate to break it to the folks in time for Memorial Day, but Denver, for your barbecues, squirrels are off the menu. I'm very sorry.
Why are monkeys eating squirrels anyway?
Because it's fun. It's fun to watch. Normally, I always feed squirrels to monkeys. It's just an enjoyable thing. Speaking of feeding squirrels to monkeys, let's talk about John Edwards. Transition, thank you very much, everybody. I'll applaud myself. John Edwards is getting in some hot water because he charged 55 grand to speak at UC Davis. That's $31 a person for these poor students. The topic was poverty, the great moral issue facing America. Dom, given the fact that he spends $400 on his haircut, don't you think it's okay for him to charge such a hefty fee?
Oh, I love that. It's like Larry David taking a jet plane, a private jet to Vegas to talk about the environment. I always love when people do that.
Well, it's because Edwards is speaking always from a moral high ground. And when you speak from a moral high ground, you make an ass of yourself every day.
So what topics are people not allowed to get paid for talking about? Because I don't see what the problem is here. If you're an authority on poverty, and this man certainly has pulled an RFK and really educated himself in the last 5 years of his life, I don't see why...
I don't even know what you mean.
Giuliani can go and talk about 9/11 and get paid the same amount, but that's not in poor taste?
No, actually, I mean, I agree with you. I think he should be allowed to be paid because I want to do it. I want to get a speaking engagement. I can talk about unicorns. Well, I can talk about unicorns, and I won't do it for 40 or 50,000. I'll do it for $50.
I hope 50% of that goes back to the Save the Unicorns Foundation, though. I hope you're not keeping all of that.
That's what I say.
Otherwise, you are a hypocrite.
You know what? As much as John Edwards is charging for these talks, it's still a lot cheaper than when he was speaking to juries and costing the healthcare system as a malpractice lawyer. I mean, I'll take this any day.
Joe, do you find him to be a hypocrite, or is he just doing what he's supposed to do?
I don't think he's charging nearly enough. I mean, this is only, what, about 110 haircuts for him?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, he's leading by example. I mean, the only way Americans are going to care about the poor is if they get paid to do so. So you look at John, and you find a way to make money after caring for the poor, and you're set. Ditto with alternative sources of
energy,
Greg.
How are we making money?
Being a fan of free speech.
We're helping the poor through.
I hate free speech, John. I hate it. Free speech is overrated.
I believe colleges should be allowed to pay anybody as much as they want to speak about any topic, and I'm available to lecture about this topic on campuses.
I'd love to handle your lunch.
But you cannot talk about unicorns because that's my beats. Japanese television addicts can now stay tuned on crowded trains with what's being called the world's smallest wearable television. Teleglass T3F is attached to glasses like a jeweler's eyepiece with a remote control arm extending a mini screen. As a bonus, you can also see through skirts. It's mail time. The address is redeye@foxnews.com. Send me something to read and I will do my best to butcher it. David Love from Chipley, Florida, leads things off. That's where chips are from. Rachel's the most beautiful and intellectual woman I've ever seen. What's up with the great white north of Canada? I think I'll defect. Rachel for president, I say.
Not eligible for president.
Oh, that's too bad. We've all lost out on that one, I think. Bob Hicken from Utah checks in. What's the deal? Did Andy get dragged into Britt Hume's office and get chewed out? Where are the jokes about special reports? Okay, I won't bring it up. David from Sherman, Texas writes, Bill has the best job on the planet, sitting between Rebecca Gomez and Rachel. Gore is wrong. Rachel and Rebecca are the true causes of the planet getting hot. There's a...
Kelly yelled that because he used all caps at the end.
That's true.
I think it means we talk a lot.
And finally, David Gutter's mom's son. That's worse than my name, Gutter Mom's son. From Moorhead, Minnesota. Writes, your show is a bunch of crap, but so is your name. Follow the dinosaurs and go extinct.
Ooh, he yelled too.
Yes. Coming up tomorrow, she's the better looking half of the morning show with Mike and Juliet. Juliet Huddy will be here in studio. She's delightful.